Hi everyone again. Well, I've got the camera turned around, and so you can see down below is this amazing pond, and we're up above, I would say about 25 feet above, and there are two access paths and roads, one on that side and one way over here. You can see I just came walking right up that way, and now here I am standing and next to this marvelous statuary as well that is silhouetted in the blue sky. It's all surrounded with all kinds of statuary. You can see over there, statuary as well. And way back there, I mean way back there, is the Regia, the palace. So far back there, you can barely see it. And there it is. Look at that. And that gigantic pond that was like 300, 400 yards long, that's what looks like a little swimming pool down there now. Just amazing. And then this still goes on. If you can believe that that is this far away, right where I am now, it continues on up into the hills. I'm turning around. I'll pan back, and you can take a look. That here's another pond, again with the big carp in it. There's another big fish right there, as you can see. And this now continues on up the hill, and in proper time, not today, but certainly on other times, that is all waterfall cascading down from the hills. That's all water that comes down those steps and runs then underground and then up again. It's all an enormous pump system to create one of the most magnificent running fountains ever. And he goes all the way up there to a final, quite distant little plaza up there. The buses run up that way, and a few brave tourists. I'm not going to go all the way up there. It's getting late enough where I still have to get all the way back and get back to the hotel. I've got some things that I need to do this evening because I'm leaving tomorrow for Naples, and so not just packing, but I got to organize some things. I have to redo one of my train reservations, which got messed up, and I have to cancel and reschedule it. Everything's done online, which is really good, but got to make sure you do it exactly right, or you're not going to have a seat on one of these trains. I try to get a reserved seat so that I don't have to be struggling with my luggage. It takes a little bit of attention. But also, my big task for tomorrow is to get over to the archives of the diocese, which is underneath the cathedral that I was at Mass at, where my parents were married at, and to try to secure a copy, an updated copy of their marriage certificate. That's my big project, and I've asked you to pray, that I can get it. I keep having some doubts that it's going to be found or findable because it's 80 years old. Number one. Number two, this was a real war-torn area, and the records were just disappearing right, left, and center, and that's why the records are not as they usually are in the local church and parishes. For example, when I went to get the baptismal record for my mom, uh, that was in Rome, which was much less war torn. It suffered war, but it wasn't really bombed and blown up the way a lot of Italy was, especially towards the end. But when I went to the church there, uh, the gentleman quite miraculously just reached around to the cabinet behind him, pulled out the register for 1925-26. So we're talking about a register that was had dates in it that were 100 years old. And within 10 minutes, he had my mother's information of baptism and put it all into the computer, printed me out a beautiful certificate. So that one was easy. This one, I think, might be tough, and I just just that part of me that's worried that I don't want it so bad that if I don't get it or can't find it, that I'll be so disappointed. Um, and if I do get it, and therefore have both my parents' marriage certificate and my mother's baptismal certificate, um, I will really go then quite uh, quite openly into talking about miracles because I have no right to expect automatically that that information would be either available at all or available to just pick up and walk away with in a few minutes, having found it in the archives. So, you know, a little prayer would be helpful. So here I am at the watercourse again. This is where it gets to be like a step. So each one of these ponds is a slightly different level. And although the water's not running like a waterfall, it is actually running over the edge. I didn't realize that it was until I got up here. And so I'm glad I walked up this far. I need to walk up a little farther so that I can cross over to the other side. But each of these ponds now is distinct. And I presume each one of them has its own stock of fish. Um, Boy, would this make a great trout fishing place. But it's all carp. And although carp are somewhat edible, there are certain cuisines that use carp for eating fish. We don't usually eat them at home, but I think it's nicer just to see them swimming in the ponds and having a good time and getting very, very fat and big. So here we are. Going to walk up a little bit further, see how far I can get, and then turn back. It's definitely gotten shady here. The sun has gone away. It's behind the clouds, which are very beautiful. And I'm just climbing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps each time. Each major pond is 6 steps higher than the one behind it or in front of it. And looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more levels to go. And then there's more grass and then more ponds and something up above that is the sort of end of the road. They're doing a lot of restoration and correction up here. You can see that there are fences there where you can't walk through or around. So I have to be a little careful as to not get trapped on one side or the other. But this is where all the water comes from. It's from the hills. And this is all just forest. It's, if you look around the side, beyond this first course of trees, you cannot see through there at all. It's just thick woods. And it's still wild. That's the way they wanted it. That's the way it was designed to be a wild forest. And I know that I have not seen the entire extent of the grounds. I think it would take 2 full days to really explore all of this, and I did not have that time. So I'm going to end this video again for the moment and probably pick it up again in a little bit after I catch my breath and find out what I'm doing. And I'll be back at you again. Let's look back down. Again, the Regia, the palace way down at the end, and all the water courses. You can't even see half of this from any given angle. You have to walk the whole thing to see the whole thing. And if any of you ever have the chance or the inclination to come to Europe, please don't miss Caserta. You know, it's not a big town. It's not a fancy town. It's not heavily on the American tourist map. It's not Rome. It's not Florence. It's not Venice. It's different, but well worth it. Just really well worth it, and very well connected by train. There is absolutely no problem getting here at all. In fact, when you get off the train, literally, the entrance to the Regia property is literally right across the street. You just start walking over and come in. Okay, folks, I'll talk to you soon. God love you, and may the Blessed Virgin Mary watch over you with Christ her Son. Bye now.